Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex coming back into another brand new video, and as was down down below, the topic we're talking about today. So, My Hero Academia, episode 54. I always gotta look at my notes because I just forget the episode for for the most part. I'm just like, what episode was this shit again? So, episode 54. I didn't get a review last week, and I'm kind of happy I didn't get a review last week because it's really just a setup, and that's kind of what's been going on Black Clover. There just hasn't been much content to review, but this episode did provide enough to really talk about and discuss. And I gotta come out and say, there's a lot of things that can make an action series good. But if there's one thing that really truly stands out for an action series, I personally believe that it's its variety and abilities and powers. Because I feel like a show, maybe like Dragon Ball Z per se, to where a lot of the attacks feel the same, it can be kind of dual. And Dragon Ball Z is very, very popular, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying it doesn't have different abilities. I haven't seen enough of Super to even make a true statement, but I'm just speaking, on the behalf of the older versions of Dragon Ball Z's, you know what I mean? So this is a show like Bleach, like Naruto, like Boruto, that, even like a Fairy Tail per se, and a Black Clover so far from what I'm seeing from Black Clover, it has a lot of variety in its abilities. There's a lot of different, types of, I don't want to say magic, but quirks, there's a variety of powers. And I think one of the biggest thing in, shonen in general is, what kind of, sub powers can you put into someone's primary powers? And when I say that, I'm referring to, hey, he uses electricity, but what can he do with electricity? How many different kinds, of shape and forms can he give the electricity? And that's something that I just, kind of thought about and said, I wonder. And that's something that I like. And that's something that I always think about whenever I watch a shonen or just an action series in general. What all can they do? Is it just something, is it one basic concept, or are there multiple concepts within, the idea, of the ability itself? And that's something that I love to see, and that's what My Hero Academia does and delivers on every time, like these other powerhouses of shonen that have come and passed. And that's kind of, Juro on the other end. And one thing My Hero Academia does very well is they may have a character that doesn't have many abilities within their attack, but it'll show you what they can do with that ability in and of itself. Juro, she can do that sound wave thing, but then this time she put it into the ground so she knew where the attacks are coming from. And that's something that usually she can do, with things above ground, but people learn and, find new abilities within their abilities just by experimenting. That's what My Hero Academia does, and I like that. So, other than that, though, I'm glad to see Juro just, got some screen time. I'm glad she got her scene. She got a scene. We don't get much Juro, and Juro's like one of my favorite characters, actually. So, yeah, it's not something we get all the time. But other than that, though, let's talk about, what is it, Inasa, I believe it is. I actually have his name written down. Inasa is a character that we know is a god, basically. He's someone that's super strong, higher, top score and recommendations, top score on the recommendations. So he's supposed to be even more superior than Todoroki, and Deku even acknowledges that. And we see that he makes a wind tornado, and his quirk is wind. And of course, we see him take out 120 students just like that in the snap of a finger. So put that into freaking perspective. This guy's an animal. This guy's an animal. You're talking about some UA members not making it to the next stage because freaking this guy may knock him out just for fun. Who knows? But for now, he's probably just observing, gonna watch from the sideline. Honestly, that Inasa guy is, because I don't know. I don't know if I'll see him fight with the other students. He may just watch and see what happens now, and just kind of be a fanboy. And we know he's a fan of UA just because it's UA. So who knows? He's an odd character in general. But actually separating the students is something I do like, once again. And the reason for that and why I like separating students is because it allows us to focus on the characters more so individually. Because each character, in groups of 3 or so, they can get that spotlight. They can, that time to shine. And I want to see more Juro. And look, the guy with the tape arms, I can't even remember his name because he just doesn't play a significant role. Yeah, he's part of the main cast per se, but he's not a main character. You know what I mean? I mean, the main cast is UA as a whole. It's all the students, basically. So, but they're not the main characters. Main characters, I think, are two different things. I think, I think the main cast and main characters, in my mind, personally, is kind of like a different thing, because I think there's a lot of supporting characters that can be on the screen, but maybe they don't have that dialogue. Maybe they don't have that, that animation scene to where they save the day. Like Juro, for example. She's a part of the main cast. We see her on the screen a lot. But whether she's talking or whether she's fighting is a whole nother story in and of itself. So now, whenever I look at the tape guy, I'm just kind of like, hey, oh, he got some action. That's cool. I don't really get to see him, get action. I mean, shit, the last time we saw him fight was like when he was fighting Todoroki, and that fight lasted about 2.7 seconds. So, other than that, though, I mean, then one girl that's pretty interesting from Shiketsu, is it Shiketsu? I believe it is. She's, I don't know, she can change, I don't know what her power is, but like she's very, very quick apparently, and at the same time, her quirk is to transform into someone else. But when I look at her quirk and what she did, maybe it's not necessarily a quirk about her, her evasiveness, her quickness. Maybe it's not a quirk at all. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just she truly takes advantage of, someone's perception, what they see, their point of view, how they're viewing everything. She manipulates your eyes because she knows how eyes truly work and or how they work, I guess, instinctually per se, right? And or instinctively. So that's something that maybe that's what's going on there. Maybe it's not even truly her quirk that's doing that. I don't know for sure, but I'll leave that for you guys to discuss down in the comments below. Definitely, definitely if you want to give me a little bit of insight about her, go ahead. Don't give me too many spoilers, too much. But if you want to kind of explain how that kind of works, I would be more than willing to read that. So, other than that, though, the final topic we actually need to talk about is Deku. So, finding out in this episode, Deku actually does blame himself a little bit for, I guess, the demise of All Might's quirk because of he couldn't save Bakugo. He wasn't quick enough. He wasn't fast enough. He couldn't get through his progressions of reaching Bakugo fast enough. His obstacles took too damn long. If I was a second sooner, if I was a half a second sooner, if I was 5 minutes early, it would have been damn early enough. So that's something that we got to think about right there. I mean, he's beating himself up over that in a way. Whether that's significant, it could be. It'd be good writing if it was per se, but it also won't be bad writing if it is not. So that's something I just want to bring up really quick, quick here and kind of run it by you guys and see what your guys' thoughts on that were. So I mean, it's I didn't think that he would even beat himself up over All Might losing his quirk in a way. That's nuts. That's insane. That's insane. I'm sure if All Might knew that, he would address that, address Deku immediately for that. So other than that, though, guys, be sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter X25, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.